It's day one. Let's do this. Hey guys, it's Jamie with Badass Mama Gang, and today is day one. It is officially started, our challenge with our 67-day weight loss. This comes from Beatrice. She is amazing. I did a video just about a week ago that goes through and kind of talks about what this is, where to find some information. I'll put the link right up here. You can click on it and go to it. But on day one, we have started this challenge inside of the Badass Mama community group. And I know not everybody has access to Facebook or wants to have access to Facebook. And so I kind of wanted to give that information out here too, because I think this challenge is absolutely amazing. So what you're going to watch next is a live that went out this morning. It's a little raw, I'm going to be honest. The audio is a little crappy, but hang in there. What I'm going to do is walk through the journal. Yes, we have a journal. Do you want it? I'll put the information down below on how you can access it. But what we do in this live video is just kind of, I'm rambling, walking through how I'm going to fill in my different blocks. So join me. If you want to get the information, everything will be down below in the description box. If you like this video, please make sure you hit me that thumbs up. I always say each thumbs up gives me more the reason to go get another pair of black leggings, regardless of what the husband says. Because I'm like, look, they're encouraging me to get black leggings. More to come. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, guys, go be awesome. I'll see you on the other side. Good morning, my beautiful friends. So I am actually filling this out because sometimes I feel like if you write it down, it'll happen. So if you're like, what are you talking about? Today we start the 67-day challenge. I am so excited. I need this. I don't know about you guys, but I like this one because it's not just about what you eat, but it's kind of like a total reset. It's like everything. So I thought I would kind of take you along with me. And if you guys do not have access to your journal yet and you're like, hey, I'd like to get my own copy of that, let me know, like put a little post down below or send me a message and I'll send you the link so that you can get your own journal and you can print it out. Because the really cool thing is that it has my stapler, or my staple in this clearly is not doing its job. But what I like best about this is it has like a sheet for you to kind of keep up with where you are, and I think that's really cool. So anyways, I was just going to take a minute to walk through here. What I'd love to hear from you guys is what your all's ideas are for each one of your all's things, because it helps spark the rest of us to think about things that maybe we didn't think about putting down on our list. So one of the things that I tend to do with these types of challenges is I come up with guidelines that are almost like unrealistic. Like I'll say, I'm never going to do this in the 67 days. And I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like that kind of sets us up for failure. So with this, I am actually going to, if I say something, I'm going to really go, okay, could you really do that for 67 days? And if not, then I'm going to back it back just a little bit. So I've taken some time. Hey, Cindy. So I've taken some time over, I don't know, like the last week to really kind of think through these, and y'all probably watched the video. A lot of these will probably be the same, but I really wanted to take some time to sit and think about it. So the first one is talking about diet guidelines, and I don't really like the word diet, but that's the word that, it's just easier to explain this. But this is picking 1 to 3 items that you will put in place for 67 days, and it can be anything. It could be like, I'm going to try to do intermittent fasting for 67 days, or I'm not going to go through a drive-through, or I'm not going to eat a certain, like I'm not going to go to McDonald's and have a sausage burrito for breakfast every day. I like those, but it really can be anything. So for me, I'm going to have one, and even though that sounds like it should be super easy having one, it's probably the hardest thing ever, but this is what I'm going to commit to myself for 67 days, is that I'm only going to eat when I'm hungry. And that's hard. It's hard because we have like these traditional meal times where you feel like you have to eat like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we kind of don't, or I shouldn't say I don't necessarily listen to my body's cues on if I'm hungry or not. So for 67 days, as soon as I'm hungry, I can eat, and I can eat anything I want. I don't have any restrictions. But as soon as I'm full, I'm going to stop. So there is a little bit, so I guess that's 2 rules. I'm going to put that on here. Listening to my body's cues, and I'm going to eat when hungry, oh, I guess that's 3, and stop when full. But that also means that I can't eat super fast. I know There's probably other fields that are like this, but I know my healthcare friends, y'all understand the eating as fast as you can. So we're going to slow down these 67 days so we can determine when, or I'm going to slow down so that I can determine when my body is full. Okay, so that's the first one. Second one talks about 5 hours of movement. And I specifically say movement, not exercise, because I feel like we sometimes classify it exercises. You have to do a certain class or go and do a certain exercise movement. We all know that that's not it. It's just about moving. And it could be going outside and spending some time with your family, or walking around, or taking the dog for a walk, or it doesn't have to be like a specific class. For me, I am going to do the hip hop cardio, hip hop tone. So my classes that we do, and if you're local to Louisville and you want to join us, please do. I think they're fabulous classes. The instructor's fabulous. It's Sierra. She's fabulous. I'm just trying to keep up. Okay, so I do hip hop cardio, hip hop tone, and then booty camp on Saturdays. So if you guys are ever interested in doing classes live with me, please let me know. And I do have on demand. So if you're not in Louisville, or if you're in Louisville and not ready to come back to a gym yet, I do have where you can access this online at home, and you just press play. So that's going to be mine, is that just continue. And again, I'm just writing these on here. So if you guys have your alls, write it down. I mean, I know it sounds so silly, but this is really, if you write it down, it will happen. If you write it down, it will happen. So I'm going to say, continue with classes. And then I'll also do a morning lift with Cassie and Emily. And if anybody would ever want to join us, we tend to do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays mornings at 6 a.m. and we just Zoom each other and we lift from home. So I'm going to put on here lift sessions with AM BFFs. Okay, so the next one is if you slip, look for solutions. So that's not really one that I'm gonna have a whole lot to write in here, because this is more like a reflection. This just means like when we get started. So like today, if I get in here and I find that I eat something when I'm not hungry, I'm gonna hit the pause button at the end of the day and go, okay, why did I do that? And kind of just think through it and tweak it if I need to tweak it, and then kind of move on. So I think number 3 is like the best one ever. Number 4, hydrate and drink your water. I am prepped. I am ready to go. I love this little thing. So I've gotten a couple questions about this hydrate. You don't have to get this. I just love it because it's cute. And I know that if I fill this up in the morning and I drink all of it, I have smashed my goal of drinking my water for the day. This is, I've had this sit, so like people say, does it make your water taste like plastic? I don't think it does. And I've even left this in the car, like the hot car, and I haven't had any problems with it. It does keep it cold. Now it's not a Yeti. Okay. So at the end of the day, your ice that you poured in the morning is not going to be there at the end of the day, but it doesn't matter because remember, you've been drinking your water all day. But this sleeve here does a great job of keeping it cold. And it also keeps it so that you don't have that, what do you call it? The condensation, is that the right word? Where the water's not kind of going everywhere. So if you guys are interested in getting your own, there is a link on the group. But if you can't find it, just let me know and I'll send you another one. But the only thing I will tell you that is if you get this, I highly recommend you getting the straw. The straw is made for this because you can push it down and then put the lid down. And so then you have a straw, and the straw is the magic sauce for me when it comes to drinking water. So I have that as, look, I just made a little picture. That's what we're going to do for that. We're going to drink our water. Okay, we're going to measure our progress. I'm not a big fan of the scale. I get the scale. If that's how you want to measure, you definitely can. I like to actually take pictures. So what I'm going to be doing is taking like a front, back, side to side type of picture. They're just for me. Nobody sees them but me. But it allows me so that, like, you know, a weekend, probably 2 weeks in, I can take another picture and then I can kind of visually see the progress. I feel like it's a better method for me. Tons of ways that you can measure. This can be stepping on a scale. This can be using a measuring tape. I do have some guideline workbooks out there if anybody's interested on how to take measurements. Progress pictures, again, I also have like I think a video out there that'll give you information on that. It could be fitting into a certain outfit. I watched a video one time where this lady was saying that she uses hugs. She hugs like her husband, and that kind of is how they can tell how they're progressing. I think that's kind of fun. So anyways, write down what you're going to do in your box. I'm just going to say progress pictures for me is going to be my progress photos. Okay, so number 6, we're getting there. So it says read at least one book. It's one book in 67 days. So if you're a reader, like if you're a pretty one that likes reading, you're like, oh girl, I got that. But if you're not a reader, I get it. Okay, but just remember, it's 67 days to read one book. So I'm reading that book that I can't say on here because it's an inappropriate word, but it's hilarious. It's actually, I'm doing it by Audible book, and I have found that I am slowly making my way through the book because I really want to like digest and soak in what she's saying. But it's a great book to talk about how to start saying no. We have a tendency to say yes to everything, I think, as ladies, and we spread ourselves really, really, really thin. So it allows you to rethink how to say no, and how to say no in a way that you don't feel like you're being mean to that person. So if you are interested in that book, please let me know, and I will send you guys a link for that also. But it's a bad word, and then no. It's a good book though. Yeah. So learn to say no is what I'm going to put in my box so that I don't have a bad word. Learn to say no. All right, so number 7 is a 10-minute timeout. I'm a firm believer that you have to plan this in advance, because if you don't, today's going to roll around and it's going to be like you're getting ready to lay down to go to bed and you haven't done your 10 minutes. So I would highly recommend that you figure out what your 10 minutes looks like today, maybe even tomorrow, and mark it on your calendar. And all this is like a 10-minute timeout. That's the best way that I can kind of describe this. It does not have to be meditation. You don't have to be sitting in like the lotus position listening to some man say breathe, because that is definitely not going to be it for me. But it is a time where you can go, and it's not like sensory overload, so you can kind of go by yourself, alone, listen to some music, whatever, but it's just a time to kind of decompress. That's really what it is. So highly recommend that you schedule your 10 minutes. I'm going to put on here, schedule, be very, what's the word that I want? Like, oh gosh, what is the word that I want? Be like, schedule your time. That's all I'm going to say. Schedule time and figure out what it looks like. Like, what does your 10 minutes look like? Number 8 is try something new each week. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do this week, but I do have the whole entire week to kind of figure that out. So I've got to figure out what I want to do. I would love your all's ideas. What is something that you guys are going to do this week that's new? Yeah. Tell me your idea, because I'm curious. I'm a little stumped on that one. So that's number 8. Okay, so that's kind of it with this. And then beyond that, we do have each week, we have its own sheet. So basically, I'm just going to carry this around in my purse. It's going to be pretty ratty at the end, but that's okay. It gives you a place where you can check off certain things, and then write comments in. Again, just remember, this is all for you. And if you're a person that doesn't like doing journaling or writing stuff down, this is all about you. It has nothing to do with anybody else. So you have to tweak it to make it make sense to you. Okay, I think I've rambled on enough. Again, if you guys have any questions on how do I find the challenge information, how do I find the journal, how do I take care of a day, if you have any really good ideas like that you're thinking about doing, like new items, or how you're doing your diet, like I would just put it out here, because you know what you're doing is definitely going to spark somebody else, and it'll help all of us on our journeys. So I think that's about it. You guys go be awesome. Have an amazing Derby if you're in Louisville, and if you're not in Derby or not in Louisville, we're running some ponies today. So all right, guys, go be awesome. All right, guys, so that was our live this morning. And if you want to join our community, please do. I will put some information down below. It's a Facebook group. It's amazing. We do monthly challenges. I call it the starter kit for working out. This 67-day weight loss challenge is just like an extra. I thought we needed it. I needed it. Let's just be honest. And I'm dragging everybody with me. So that's what we got going on. All the information down below. If you guys want to reach out to me with any questions, please do. Otherwise, go be awesome.